Claressa got ugly girl syndrome. She got ugly girl syndrome. And hear me out. But she got ugly girl syndrome. And we all seen it. We all see it. And no tea to nobody. No tea to nobody. But this is just what I call it. I call it ugly girl syndrome. Because, okay, this is what I used to have. And I don't think I'm ugly. But I noticed a long time ago, ugly girls and fat girls treat a relationship different. They will cook, clean, do everything. Wash, They do all of the things. They treat the guy like a king because I can't do any better. I'm lucky that you even came over here. We see it time and time again where the guy thinks he is the prize and you lucky I'm talking to you. She has ugly girl syndrome.
What about just being a nice person? When people say cooking and cleaning, this is stuff that you do for yourself. A lot of it is just hospitality. Wouldn't you think that if you liked somebody, you would do whatever you could do to try to make them feel good? I would think that. The fact that you don't have something in you that says, hey, I want to make sure this person is happy, so therefore I want to cook for them. I want to make sure they have a clean place. Just being nice. This is all basic things. It's like bottom of the barrel, basic things. But yet they would expect you to give them 10 times more than that. Understand that. And they wouldn't even want to do basic things like cook for you, although they're eating as well, and clean for you, although it shouldn't be dirty in the first place for adults.
What happens in ugly girl syndrome when a girl thinks that, oh my God, I'm so ugly, or I have not, she's built, we're watching her building her, we are watching her build her confidence. But the problem is she's building it in response to a man. She's not building it in response to women. So it's allowing her to become male-centered, but male-centered in a way that she probably has never, ever really been able to come. We see this happen, and it does not, dark girls who are not traditionally, well kept, and who got the moms who make sure they're in the best outfits, their hair done, all of those things, they are hated upon in the world. They are. And we see it because those girls, they do try to date the black men. The black men aren't. As one of those girls, the black men don't really fuck with us until they get older. But it develops all of this weird ass fucking trauma. Especially you're already masculine, and she boxes. So she's already low key cooked from femininity as cooked as cooked can fucking get. But then you add on everything else. That's why a lot of those women date white men. Serena Williams, Venus Williams, Gabby, the one who played Precious, I can't remember her last name. But think about it. That's why that shit happens. It happens time and time again, and y'all don't see it.
This need to be studied. And the septum ring theory is like, you don't want it to be right. You want it to be just like a cliche, just a saying, just a stereotype, but it's like, it's becoming more and more true over time. Somewhere in her brain that she forgets that 90%, about 90% of black women that are married to black men. Which means they like black women. That's number one. 85+% of black men that are married to black women. The majority of black relationships are black on black. When it comes to interracial dating, if a black man marries a black woman, it is something wrong with him. It's not because the black women rejected him, which I guarantee they did. But when a black woman gets a white husband, then it's because the black men rejected her. That is complete BS. Black women are not getting rejected by black men solely because they are black. That doesn't even make sense. And it just so happens they say, oh, well, when you get older, the black men, now all of a sudden, they want you now that you've gotten older. I'm like, you couldn't find nothing else that fed into that. And the same women that say that men like them now, I honestly don't really think they like you. I think you sexualize yourself now more. So now young boys are probably, as a young boy, you're gonna like, of course you're gonna like women with their bodies, but a lot of personality has a lot to do with it because you're in schools and stuff like that. So you really get to know a person or be around a person and start seeing them, you start to like them in that type of way. Now the only way that the women now, and they push that for women have to be sexualized in some type of way, so therefore the men are gonna like you more because you're sexualizing yourself more. So do they really like you? I would love to know what on earth is a woman supposed to do if she has a man. I would like to know what's the criteria because I would love to know, like, you want to cook for him and you're like, nah, I can't do that. Or if I want a clean place, be like, nah, I can't have that. What do you do if you do not cook for a man? And what do you do and what do you live in if you're not cleaning?
Papoose was probably one of the first guys who told her that she looked like something. She approached him. And they tend to do that. She approached him and don't ask me how my man like his eggs cook. I'm gonna cook for my man. I'm gonna clean for my man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do everything for my man. My man, my man, my man, my man. But the man is shitballs. Because she got ugly girl syndrome. She's not gonna get out of it until she's getting the confidence, but she can't see nothing else other than what Papoose is saying. Because before Papoose, she wasn't the pretty girl. She wasn't a pretty girl. She wasn't the sought after pretty girl. We see those girls tend to be male centered and they stay male centered for a while until that man dog walks them constantly. Constantly. And again, Papoose also likes hard up women. But
Mm-hmm.
the thing is, Remy was different because Remy was already pretty. Remy already had her confidence built. That was the difference. So what she's trying to emulate is that natural confidence, but she doesn't have it.
But Papoose left Remy and went and got Claressa Shields. So she had all that stuff, I guess, on all this prettiness and all that. And he still went and got her, which proves the point. It don't have shit to do with that. That's what that proved. It proved that even if you got the prettiness and the body and all that stuff like that, a man will still take values on the way he's treated over that. In other words, don't cheat on him. And if you heard the stories of Papoose and Remy Ma, it's insane. Just one, just to throw out there to you, because you probably didn't hear it, but her friend from jail used to come over, and then when he popped in the house, the baby was in a room or down the hall somewhere by herself, and he like, yo, why the baby by herself? And she in the room getting munching on her friend that she had in jail, and Papoose was like, yo, this is her friend in prison, and he's like, that took him back. So not only was she cheating with the guy that everybody knows about, but he's like, yo, like, women that she was in jail with, that more than likely she was doing that when she was in jail. He was like, come on. And this is why the baby's in the other room by herself. It's just weird shit. And a lot of stuff red flags he let slide. And it is what it is. And then, yeah. So now he leaves that and goes with another black woman. And then if she's saying that Papoose is, I don't know, shit or something like that, you don't got hope as black man. I can tell you that right now. He's super pro-black. He's super pro-black women. You don't hear nothing negative about him. He don't really talk like that. He is successful in his own way, right? He's not like broke. So he got a name for himself. And he always supports his women no matter what. In fact, most of the time you see Papoose is him supporting his women. Like most of the time you see him before, it'll be him out with Remy Ma or producing something with Remy Ma or going out like streaming or something like that with Remy Ma. And then now, every time you see him now, he's like with Claressa Shields. He's always opening her door for her so she can get out the car. He's on the pads helping her box. Like, that's the only time you see the guy. You don't see him usually by himself and just doing his own thing. He don't even care. He be in his relationship. That's crazy. And if he can't make it and he's not good enough, you'll never be good enough. If for women with the ugly girl syndrome, we love you.
She's trying to get there. She's getting there, but it's going to be one of those things that she doesn't get until she gets out of Papoose. Once she leaves Papoose and she builds it up by herself, then she'll be able to see how fucked up this man had her. She'll be able to see it then. But right now, we also got to think like she's young. She's young and she's going through all of this in quiet times. No, granted, I don't like Clarissa. I don't.
Apparently.
I don't like her at all. I think everything she's going through is her of her own fault and kind of, it's karma for her ass. But at the same time, I know what's happening. It's ugly girl syndrome. That's all. She just, once she gets her confidence, she'll get out of it. But right now, you can't tell nobody that. Think about, low key, think about somebody who is not conventionally pretty, is not by standards of what pretty is. Think about how they move. Think about how they move. Shit, bro. Anybody over 30, we know how they treated fucking dark skinned people back in the day. We was every African booty scratcher and every darkness and every ha 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 joke. That fucking
Back in the day, first of all, she's right about that. But second of all, why do see, this is people get into their element and then of their age and they think that they're like special. Why do you think that when it comes to, because we're talking about children now. She said back in the day, that's children doing that. Why do you think that children still don't joke on other children today? Why on earth do you think that, yeah, you were the black person, African booty scratcher, like you're the only one that had jokes on you? This is the problem when it comes to racism and stuff like that. Everybody had jokes on them. I don't care who you are. Even a white girl and a white thing, they'd be like, they used to joke on white girls for having ass. Think about that. For you having butt cheeks, they will joke on you and say, look at her huge ass. Like you had to be slim with no ass before. That was before. Now they want the black cheeks, the Hispanic cheeks, the big bubbly. Now you see these big booty white women. That's different now. It's because you're an adult. Now, I don't know what the little girls are doing now, but when we were younger, we all had jokes on us. Everybody. That's not unique for black people and dark-skinned people. That's just stupid. But if in your brain you believe that you were just isolated solely because you're dark-skinned and black and everybody joked on you, you was the butt of the jokes, then you fail to look at what other people are going through at the same time. You have no idea of what you have and value what you have because you don't see nobody else's pain but your own. This is what happens to black people in America too, because they swear they're the biggest victims in the world. Meanwhile, and talk about slavery that happened X amount of years ago, most of these people are not foundationally black people anyway. When you come here, so the foundationally black people that's from America, sure, but when you don't know your history, you don't understand that black people was the one that sold black people into slaves. You ever thought about that? The word slave is not for black people. It was made for white people, for the Slavic people. They were the first slaves. The fact that you don't even think past your own nose because slavery still goes on to today. Like now, as you're listening to this, there's somebody enslaved now. When you get your shrimps, your bag of shrimps inside the bag, those shrimps, those are people peeling those shrimps. Do you know that's peeled by hand by slaves? And they take these slaves and they take them on the ships and then have them do that all day. That's what they do. That's the way you get your shrimps. It's so much things going on in the world today. Do you know how much children are trafficked in America? That's insane to me for you to think that you're going through so much pain that you can't see nothing else that's going on. That's what she's doing. This is not to say that whatever didn't happen to her. I've seen a lot of people call African booty scratches and black jokes, me included. They call me, this is adults too, to calling me this shit. Tar baby. When Dave Chappelle came out with his joke on Rick James, and he used to call Eddie Murphy and Charlie Murphy Darkness 1, Darkness 2, Darknesses. They called me Darkness when that came out. But this wasn't only special for me because they had, because you get that if you give. I mean, if you receive, you're gonna give as well. You give them their jokes on the way they look and how they look, and we do that all the time. Black people like this do that to white people all the time. We do it to Asians all the time. About how they look in their eyes and we do this all the time. We mimic them in everything. Everybody does that. But somehow, some way, she believes that she's a victim in some type of way. So she's saying that, all right, being that I was a victim, I guess nobody else is. My trauma is heavy, and Claressa Shields have that trauma because Claressa Shields, keep in mind, this is all based on her treating Papoose nicely. This is the whole conversation Where have we gotten to the point that the whole conversation that we are having right now is a woman treating a man nicely? That's the whole point of this video. Why is she treating him nicely? Why is she being polite to him? Yeah, we're fucked.